Chris Johnson here. I want to start by first thanking Mike for giving me the opportunity to share another piece, this time on hip flexor strength, and I also want to just thank Gabe Valencia and Joe Massiolo. This is Joe. Gabe's with the camera right now. They're the owners of Focus Integrated Fitness in New York, which is the premier personal training facility, and they actually just opened up a personal training institute. So if you're ever in the area, feel free to drop by. So I want to go over some of the keys to success when you're looking at seated hip flexion strength. My experience has been that this is a very rarely performed test among physical therapists, but it's a great way of detecting unilateral trunk, hip, and thigh flexor weakness. All right? And this is something I came to appreciate very early on during my time at the Nicholas Institute of Sports Medicine. So without further ado, so I have Joe sitting here at the edge of the table or plinth. All right, as you can see, he's holding on to the front of the table to make sure when I go to perform the test that he doesn't lean back. All right, and you can see he's sitting upright, making sure his back or his spine is neutral. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stabilize his left shoulder when I go to test his right side. All right, so I'm going to stabilize here, lift up your right hip. And it's important that a patient has clean hip flexion. They need to be able to get to 120 degrees. All right, so once he's in position, I'm going to have him maintain this position, and I'm going to resist. Go ahead and hold. Come on, hold. Good. And I would do the same thing on the other side. All right. I've tested Joe before. He's a young, healthy guy. He has no side-to-side difference in his hip flexor strength, so it's something I'm not concerned about. But for all those patients who come to see you with patellofemoral pain or lower extremity pathology, I'd encourage you to give this test a shot and just see what you pick up. And I would anticipate that you would find a side-to-side discrepancy in terms of hip flexor strength. And I want to just highlight the fact that the hip flexor is an external rotator as well as a hip flexor and a spinal stabilizer. So that's a very important action of that muscle that often goes underappreciated. So give it a shot, and we'd love to hear your feedback. And again, if you're ever in New York, feel free to drop by our facility. And that's it.